Hello, our esteemed viewers out there. Once again, it's another time for your favorite sports program, Sports Orbit, reaching from Leadership TV. My name is Afa Cho. Salifu Usman is right here in the studio. Ms. Salifu, welcome to our Friday edition of Sports Orbit, the last for the week.
Thank you for the happy weekend advance.
Yeah, right. We'll begin this edition of the program as always from the home front, this time around from President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, who has explained that the reduction of the makeup of the technical and administrative crew of the Super Eagles and other national teams is for easier management and to save cost. Whilst speaking to reporters, he said that the new measures have already taken effect with the slashing of the coaching crew of the national under 20 from 7 to 3, adding that the same action will be effected on the Golden Eaglets who will open camp this month. He said, we started with Super Eagles by trimming the backroom staff to a manageable number from over 20. Can you imagine that? Attained in the past during the last friendly in Portugal. He said, this, I must confess, saved us millions of naira that should have gone into payment of flight tickets and accommodation as well as daily allowances. He said these measures will also affect the Super Falcons, Falconers, Flamingos, and the Olympic Eagles and other 8th grade national teams. He said the issue of coaches cut across all national teams, including the Super Eagles. We cannot be managing 7 to 8 coaches in a team. This is also an invitation to chaos and it's money consuming. To this end, we have told some of the coaches that their services are no longer required, while some may be redeployed. Well, maybe Gusau looks like he's a bit trying to do some things differently from his predecessors, but I think on this issue is something that we as sports writers have talked about over and over again. You see situations where the national team is going on, and it cuts across all of the national team going on competitions, and you have like 7 to 8. In this case, we're even hearing 20 who are just members of the technical team, don't even know what all of their roles are. You have a chief coach, you have an assistant coach 1, assistant coach 2, assistant coach 3, and all kinds of different. But Gusau, and he too admitted that this measure has saved a lot of cost. This is not rocket science. This is something that you know that the more people you bring on, the more cost you take, because if you are traveling, there are transport allowances, you pay for hotels for all of these people. When you reduce the number, you save costs. So I think it's a nice one coming from Gusau. Like we always say, better late than never.
Yeah, I think the key word there is to save costs. And at the same time, I want to have another different view towards it. For instance, in the case of the Super Eagles, having a technical crew of 20 backroom staff, that's even a size more than the numbers of the players, more than the numbers of the players. But on another contrary, they were saying that the technical crew of the team should be trimmed down to 3. I think I will have a different view to where, because the technical crew, when you talk of a technical crew, the technical crew just
but not to cut you for that number. You remember he said for Super Eagles and Super Falcons there will be exceptions, meaning that they can have more. But for age grade competitions, where this is more like a developmental program, having 10, 15 people on the technical crew, I don't really see any sense in that.
There are some key technical crew that you don't just ignore. Tell them. Sometimes in this part of the country, and either because of the financial issues, there are some positions that are meant to be occupied that we are not able to care to appoint people into that position. For instance, from our own local view, what we see technical crew, the coach here, you have a chief coach, the assistant coach 1, and an assistant coach 2.
Keepers trainer.
These are the people we always see. Apart from these 4 people who we think that the coach, the chief coach, assistant 1, assistant 2, and then the goalkeeper trainer. In some cases, we also have an assistant goalkeeper trainer. But apart from that, there's also who people call the psychology. You need to have
definitely.
Which is very, very key. You need to have physiotherapy, which is very key. Then the team doctors. They are all part of the technical crew. Then the team secretary. You can see that the number begin to go now. And then we also have the team secretary. Then there's also what we call the people, another people who have, I don't forget the name now, they used to call them those who pick the balls and then when you go to train, their balls and looking around. So I don't. So at least in a team, no matter how you try to cut it down, the team you don't expect a coach or the assistant coach to be moving around to pick ball. There's
No, of course.
somebody who have to pick ball. Then the physiotherapy talk about, the psychologists talk about, but it be surprised that even in the Nigerian national team, all the Nigerian national team, none of them have a psychologist.
Yeah.
It's one of the key words that is always affect our team. We need to have a
Exactly.
psychologist in the team. So, but yes, I agree with you. So you need
But I'm
to
saying,
come
but
down and
having like 20
but
officials,
but for
is too
instance, in
much.
the case of the Super Eagles and the case of Super Eagles and the Falcons,
Falcons,
why we have a whole lot of coaches like that is
Yeah.
because of the Majupinic school of thought,
Mm.
Majupinic style. Okay, you are appointed the foreign coach.
Yeah.
Ideally, when you appointed the coach, you allow the coach to pick his assistant.
Exactly.
But here, the coach pick his own assistant,
And
and
you
then
still
Nigeria
bring
will also pick his assistant.
the
Like
assistants.
Pesero, for instance,
Yeah.
came with the not
Three
less than 4 hours,
assistants.
three assistants
About three.
from
Yeah.
where he come from,
Yeah.
and then we have another 3 assistants
Yeah.
attached to him from
Mm.
home.
Exactly.
That is
Very well.
that is bogus, and it will definitely increase your budget.
Mm.
So I think, but at the same time, Gusau and his group will mind enough to take a right decision. For instance, if you feel you don't want to give the coach a free hand, allowing the person to pick his own assistant, you feel that the assistant will have to make be more than that, saying that we don't need any other assistant from your end.
Yeah.
You have assistant to attach to you,
Exactly.
and then let him jettison those idea. And if you feel he can't work with the assistant, he should step aside. But if he's any condition, and if you feel he should come with your own assistant, then don't appoint any assistant for him, and then
Exactly.
you do the assistant at back home so that we can cut cost. And also, and at the same, apart from all those assistants, we will also blame the cost. And go show, yes, we are commending him for taking this bold step. He should also take a further bold step in a situation where we always see some people who are not attached to the team. We are talking about the center here.
Exactly.
Sometimes you travel, then you see FH chairman, you have this chairman,
Going
all
on trip
part of
who
the
have no
contingent,
business in
who
that
have no business
competition.
in the competition.
Yeah. Right. I mean, for me, I think this is something he's doing something good. But like Salif rightly said, there are some positions that are very key that, no matter how you try to cut it down, and he stated clearly that in the case of Super Falcons, Super Eagles, these are elite teams, these are senior teams. So some of these positions, in as much as you try to reduce it, you still have some of these key positions. Now to the NPFL, where the coach of Rivers United, Stanley Egoma, has acknowledged that defending the title is even more difficult than even winning it in the first time. He said that usually the target of every club is to beat the defending champion. Hence, the technical crew of his team, Rivers United, is putting in every effort to ensure that they lifted the trophy back to back. He noted this in a post-match interview with some journalists. He said, defending a trophy is more difficult than winning it afresh because every team will want to win Rivers United. That is why we'll play all games as if it is the finals. I mean, and he said it, correctly. In any title, once you win a title, a lot of people will think, okay, you can go. We even saw that happen in the World Cup. That's why for many years, even in the Champions League, it was almost like a jinx. Yeah, very, very difficult. Once you win it, just know that before you win it again, maybe another team will win it before you win it. But winning it back to back is always difficult. And absolutely correct.
Yeah, absolutely correct. It's always because once you are a champion, all eyes on you. And whoever is coming to play you, you definitely be prepared yourself because you know that you see you as one of the toughest, if not one of the toughest, because you are the defending champion, exactly. You are the champion. So you are being considered as the best. And if you are coming to play against the best, that's also to prepare yourself to match the best. So it's always difficult. And just like you see, even in the World Cup, in the Champions League, like for instance in the World Cup, if not for just a last edition, we hardly even see the defense champion that even progress beyond the group stage because of the difficult nations of how it is to defend the title. Good that he has known this thing, and more particularly in the season that we are playing our even making more difficult, maybe short because you don't have the time to adjust. Before you know, now we are playing 5 matches, and before you know, we are 10 matches, and the league is already closing to an end. So, and just like you need to be preparing if you really believe that they have what it takes to defend the title. Well, I mean, you have a government like Wiki behind you. The money is there, so you can always go for all you want.
Yeah, right. Then we some interesting matches like rightly said, the morning, very, very thick and fast in the NPFL, and this Saturday already it will be matched with 3 fixtures in the NPFL. So quickly we'll take a look at these matches. It will be El Kanemi Warriors against Gombe United. That's more like a northeastern derby. Kwara United will host Bendel Insurance. For Plateau United, they will be at home to Eyimba, another top game for Eyimba. Well, Remo Stars, of course, another derby there, a Southwest derby this time around. Remo Stars up against Shooting Stars. Wiki Tories will travel all the way to Bielsa United, while newcomers Doma United will host Dakada FC. For champions Rivers United, they will welcome Niger Tornadoes, while Lobby Stars will take, not too much of a long journey to the southeast to take on Abia Warriors, who are currently league leaders, having won back-to-back matches. Enugu Rangers will host Sunshine Stars of Akure, while Aqua United will be in Lafia to confront Nasarawa United. Some interesting games to look out for in this match of this week. But looking at this match, which I think Plateau United Eyimba looks like the star match of match week 3.
Yeah, you are right. You are interesting. We are looking at. Do you notice something in the Premier League fixtures? We're seeing the Premier League fixture without Canopy.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very, very strange.
Very strange.
Very, very strange.
This is
exactly.
This is funny. If Chelsea of the Nigeria Professional League,
yes, no Canopy Land. And you know how the league is. Once you drop down to the lower league, before you come back, it's always very difficult.
We hope that the Brian Galadima led Canopy will be able to do something like that. To see Canopy bounce back.
Exactly.
Is one of the top. Is not the one of the best northern team in the domestic league, and we need them to come back to the fixtures. Yeah, and another thing I will notice that I think just like what we were discussing about the transport system in the country and the distant natures of our country, I think the levels, if I don't know whether it's a mistake, but I thought they probably try to do something where we see the club within the same regions play themselves in one group, so that
especially now that we're doing an abridged format.
That's what
I was expecting.
That see them play within the club that are close to
their region,
play within their region and just play together. And at the end of the day, then the best will come to play, determine the winner. We cannot go, for instance, now you are seeing Bayelsa United have to will have to travel all the way from Bauchi down to
Bayelsa United, Yenagoa.
To play. And there was a report yesterday that even the wicket of that place even slept on the road because they just broke down on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
And now see
we had discussed all these things the other day. It takes you maybe like 2 days to make this journey.
Yes, from Bauchi to Yenagoa, you can be sure that it take you no less than 2 days.
Oh, of course.
And then you are going to play with your leg and with your legs screen inside the motor.
Then you come back on Wednesday again, you take into the pitch once again.
Well, that is we are not taking the Panadol for another person here. The guys what they have signed for is their profession they have signed for, and just like you say, the star match will definitely United, but because of because of their size and because of their name, well, if not to me, the big match should have been Abia Warriors and Lobby Star. Abia Warriors has been firing from us leaders, and Lobby Star bounce back to winning way in the midweek. So we want to David Ayufas and his boys want to go to Abia Warriors and to test evenly what Abia Warriors are bringing to show in the games. It's a true reflection of their style, who they are, what the play. So I think that's what would be an interesting people to go and see how Lobby Star is going to test Abia Warriors and in Aba. And Enugu Rangers, will going to be at home to Sunshine Star. They are yet to record any single victory. Playing away from home in Oka City. So let's say either Abdul Mekaba will still go three match straight without a victory. It's another thing where people want to see and watch today. Watch also. That's why Aqua United is going to be another interesting game to watch out for. Aqua United, after losing their opening match to Better Insurance, bounced out to the winning way, and that's why United also will have a chance to play, and then definitely it's going to be an interesting time. For Kwara United and Better Insurance. Better Insurance are also doing well, coming in their new season, returning to the league, and it's going to be an interesting. And then looking at the definitely for El Kanemi Warriors, definitely in Bruno, you can be rest assured that there will be a season of fires. Or the bad boys will definitely have to drop their guns and drop all their weapons so that we see how the North East is going to play out. Football is all about peace, and when there's football is played, nobody think about anything else.
Very well. Interesting matchups in the Nigerian Professional Football League. These games come up on Sunday 4 p.m. all the time. So we will be keeping an eye on this. On Monday, we'll give you a complete review of all the matches. We'll go on a quick break and then we'll come back. Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
sponsorship, and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world. Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit. Now to some athletic news where last week we are told you of some Nigerians who are in some US university and who have been doing some exploits, and as a result of their performances last week, they have been named as Athletes of the Week. That is talking about Rosemary Chukwuma being also in the mix, also Akintola, one of them, also being named as Athlete of the Mix. It was a leading performance, by Rosemary Chukwuma, and the honor of being named the Big 12 Female Athlete of the Week for her outstanding accomplishments last weekend after she ran a personal best school record and a world-leading time of 7.11 seconds to win her 60 meters semi-race and almost equal the time, clocking 17.13 seconds for victory in the final at the Texas Tech Hockey Classic. While for the other, Alaba Akintola, he was also named the Male Track Athlete of the Week. He ran both the 60-meter and 200-meter event to start the season at the Vanderbilt and the Commodore Challenge. He took first place in both events and set a new personal best time in the 60 meters. Also, Goodness Iradia was named the Middle South Conference Men's Indoor Field Athlete of the Week for his performance over the weekend. Nice performance coming from these Nigerians. One can only hope that with, roughly a year left to the Paris Olympics, that these people hopefully will, make it to the qualifiers. First of all, let's make it to the qualifiers and go to Paris and do exploits because, considering what, even though our last Olympics, some might say it was a failure, some might say, okay, here and there, yeah, a few medals here and there, but, a lot of athletes schooling in the US now on scholarships, and we are beginning to see improved performances from these athletes. One can only hope that in the Paris Olympics, that when it comes to athletics, Nigerians will, do better than we performed in the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, we hope so. That is and that's what we hope so. And we hope that as the athletes are already doing their own job on the pitch, on the train, on the track, the administrators will also be up and doing their own
part, yeah.
So that
exactly.
what happened at the Tokyo Olympics didn't repeat
So
itself.
there won't be issues of tracks, jerseys, and all of that.
The like of Rosemary Shukuma could not run
Exactly.
at the Tokyo Olympics because of out of competition
testing.
So
and that's very important.
So we're just signing a reminder to the administrators.
Very important.
Yes,
all these things need to be done.
We're talking of next year.
Yes. So by this year, we expect that
OCT
testing should.
Talking of next year now, the time is it appears that there's a time, but there's no time. And as athletes have realized that there's no time, and they're running all the way from the track to keep themselves in good shape and form, the administrators will also be up and doing their own part. Because it's a teamwork. Why one person is doing his own role, another person will also take your own responsibility and ensure that all the hinges, whatever may likely be a conduit, should be clear away from that lesson. When they go to Paris and do their business and do it perfectly.
Right, to some transfer news now, where Nigerian striker Terem Murphy, according to reports from France, recalled that West Ham were also in the running for his signature, while Nice of France are also in the race. And for now, it seems like Nice are offering, putting something better on the table with their fee. Now they've put it at 20 million euros to sign Murphy in that one. For West Ham, they are yet to up their bid, but for now, as it stands, Nice are leading the race to sign the Nigerian striker in that one. Good performance for him so far in the League One, among the top leading scorers in the French League One this season.
Yeah, behind Neymar and
Mbappe.
Good one, but one thing when I see Nice increasing their offer, I was a bit not so happy.
Yeah.
because we want to see him move
In the Premier League, most likely.
West Ham,
Yeah.
and because the clubs are more interested in the money, they'll definitely sell him to the club
Definitely.
that will bring more money. But
Yeah.
I think if West Ham really need him,
They
and
should,
they
to
show
up
more
their offer.
interest of their offer, because
Yeah.
the West Ham you are seeing, and I think they like the club finishers, and wish that the more definitely bring to the team. So they should up their game so that they should allow the miss to snatch the players off from their feet.
All right. Of course, yesterday we had told you about that exhibition game between Al Nassr, that's Ronaldo's Al Nassr, and Messi's PSG. That one interesting game. It was a 9-goal thriller. It was in that one. Ronaldo scoring twice, Messi also on the score sheet. And of course, after the match, Ronaldo had posted a picture on social media where he captioned it, meeting with an old friend, a picture, that made rounds on the internet. These are the kind of pictures people like to see between these two stars, once in a while, showing affection for each other. Messi too, on his part, also shared this picture, to show that, these two players have mutual respect for themselves. In as much as what the media try to portray, like we keep saying, off the pitch, these people are friends. They are just doing a job. It's just like, in this profession also, we have some friends who work for some other media houses, and same here. It's not as if we're enemies. We are all, professionals in the same field. So, but sometimes the media spin maybe just for clicks or to sell more of your people, make it look as if these people are always at war with each other.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. There's nothing like a word war between these two
At
players
all.
all the time. Apart from any other player or any other football club, there's nothing like war.
At all.
It's all about business. You play for
Exactly,
your club, you play for your country,
Yeah.
I play for my country. We agree or we agree.
Mm.
Just like when Papi said after the World Cup,
Very
people
well.
feel that he's going to have an issue.
No,
But he said,
at all. No,
He said
at
Messi
all.
was doing his job. I was also doing my job.
Exactly.
He's defending his country. I was also defending my country.
Yeah.
So there's nothing
There's
personal. There's nothing about.
personal.
After the game, then when we come back to the club, we
Yeah.
have common goal at the club, and then we
Exactly.
pursue together.
Very
With Ronaldo and Messi, there's a time they asked Messi, say, who is the best player?
Mm.
And they asked him not to mention himself. Who's the best player? He was mentioning Neymar, mentioning Papi, mentioning this and that. And the interview asked him, he said, no, you are mentioning Neymar. The reason is that why not Ronaldo? Why not? I didn't hear you. He said, no. We say I shouldn't mention myself, and I see Ronaldo in my class.
Yeah.
That means when you say I shouldn't mention myself, it means me and Ronaldo are already up there.
Apart,
Behind this
yeah.
wall,
Exactly.
so it's clearly show that they have mutual respect for each other.
Very
But
well.
sometimes the fans and the try to create, but sometimes people say they're good and don't target whatever they will target.
Yes.
To create that as if there's a
Exactly. Yeah.
No, they love themselves. That's why anytime you see them at the talk show, they interact with
Very
them.
well.
So
Very
if
well.
one is having an event, you see them all the way attending the event.
Exactly.
So there's a clear relationship between these two players.
Mm.
But one is that at the 90 minutes of the game, yes, they can be tackling each other after going to that.
Very
But
well.
after the end of
Part
the game,
it,
they
yeah.
share the love and affection. That is why you see the club player after fighting themselves for 90 minutes. At the end of the game, you see them exchanging jersey.
Yeah.
But it's the fans who are outside that will take the battle longer and begin to
Exactly.
fight on social media. They even wanted to go physical.
Yes, exactly. All right, to some EPL news now. Of course, yesterday a blockbuster encounter was Man City versus Tottenham in that one, and after a lot of people had thought that Tottenham had inflicted another injury for Man City. Man City came back like wounded lions in the second half and fought to it. And yesterday we spoke about previewing this match. We had said it looks like there are some problems with Tottenham, and once again those Tottenham, it showed. As it stands right now, Tottenham are almost like, I think, 7 points, if I'm not mistaken. I think 7 points off the top four. At the point Tottenham were in the top four. At the point United were like 5 points behind them, but United are overtaking them. Tottenham have now fallen completely off the pace.
It's like Tottenham is the center that can no longer hold it.
Yeah.
He held the divided against himself. It's like
Exactly.
the coach and the board round. If the player do what they have been, they're
Losing 6 crucial points
But I
on the bounce.
can't imagine you in the game yesterday, you have him in your control, losing 2-0,
Exactly.
and then you sleep, and then they have to come back to hit you 4 goals.
All you need to do was just to try to keep the scoreline as it was, and
It's really unfortunate that it has to go that way.
It's not going too well for Conte at all.
Congratulations to Man City. Guardiola said yesterday that it's a must-win match.
Yeah, cutting the points back to 5 points now.
Anything short of victory, you don't going to affect them. And then yesterday he had to fight even when they had to go down. He knows that things is going tough, and he has to ensure doing the magic he had to do. And then thanks to the disunity on Tottenham, he has to get the ball rolling back to their side, and then with Haaland on his course, Mahrez on his course, and then get the ball to their own advantage. That's just like that have scored the leading point between and Arsenal.
Right. So Arsenal will be under serious pressure to win at all costs.
Minimum 5 points, and now Arsenal is seriously under pressure with the visitor of Manchester United, who have already appeared to have picked up. Now have Manchester United got to contend with on Sunday, and Arsenal has to ensure that they get a result against Manchester United, because if anything short of result against Manchester United, and then Man City went ahead to win against if Man City wins ahead to win against Wolves, which is most likely, that means you can see the point being deducted to just a minimum of 2 points.
So I mean that throws the league wide open.
Even as it is, me as I'm one of those who believe that the league is very, very open.
Very open.
Anybody that tells you that Arsenal
with 18 games to go,
anybody that tells you that Arsenal had it under their court is just deceiving himself. Arsenal doesn't have anything under their court. I have a sympathy for Arsenal, but it is not yet Arsenal. We have not reached the stage where Arsenal can say they have the league in their hand.
If you are leading 5 points and you have 2 matches or 3 matches, we can say yes, but not when you have 18 matches.
18 matches. For
instance, 20 of matches.
Let's assume at this time to even say you are comfortable, say you are leading, when you are leading like 10-point gap.
Exactly.
So, but with 10-point gap, and also before anybody caught you,
to lose maybe like 3 matches.
You have to lose 3 matches before anybody caught you. But here now, with 2 points, just 5-point gap.
Two draws is not even good enough.
One defeat or 2 draws is already through the whole thing open. Now with the Man U coming on the weekend, Arsenal this season have not lost anything except Man U, who they lost. The only defeat they have tested this year is Man U, and then the same Man U is coming on Sunday. So let's see how Arteta and his boy the kind of magic they are going to do, because Man U appear to have picked up, but it's like definitely for all who are looking at the fact will say that Man U make this defeat at the Emirates Stadium.
Right, we'll see about that. Well, Liverpool, Chelsea, blockbuster first game. Two teams who will struggle. Struggling.
So, but if you look at the result of the two sides coming to this game, both of them have picked a win. That have put them in the steps positions to challenge each other. It's going to be an interesting one. But I can't put my money on any of them.
Right, a whole lot of interesting games to look out for, starting from tomorrow and on Sunday. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one. Salifu said he's sure of victory at the Emirates, but we'll look at that. I'm sure the United lads will take this personally and ensure that they do it back to back this time around against Arsenal.
With the absence of Casemiro, it's like Arsenal to have the flow of the game.
The first time they did it without Casemiro, so this time
the hackers was quick to remind Arsenal that when they beat them, there was no Casemiro.
Yes.
But then Arsenal today has an issue. There was even that result is questionable up to today. We are still scrutinizing the result. No
problem. You live to fight another day. This time it will be at their own backyard, so we'll see who will have the final bragging rights this time around. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio.
Thank you.
All right. Until we come your way again on Monday with another exciting episode. Do have a lovely weekend. My name is Afa Acho, and it's bye-bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.